Hey Doug, the little monitor under the camera, does it automatically switch over? It shows TransStar right now. Okay. Okay. Good morning, guys. This is live. If you're tuning in now, I believe we are on. We're streaming this actually from our newsroom, and really, this is a great way that we can kind of break down the forecast without a time restraint of being on television. You know how that goes. So right now, a couple things you need to know here for this Wednesday. First and foremost, I hope you're starting off okay. I know on these messy starts to the day, sometimes it can kind of be a little chaotic waking up in the morning and trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Right now we have one warning, an active warning in place, and that's mainly for Wharton County. So on a broad view on our radar, everyone is tracking rain right now, but the hardest hit areas in Wharton County. Let me zoom on in. Let me show you here. Notice how across portions of 59 from El Campo into Wharton this morning in Wharton County, this is where we have really seen this is where we've seen the heaviest rainfall. And when I say that, already this morning, almost widespread amounts between 1 to 2 inches plus across the area. Check this out. Radar estimates almost at 4.5 inches in that area, and it's pouring right now. So we could easily be up to that 5+ inch mark in Wharton County just from what we've seen for this morning. So that is why it's the primary area of concern of what we're tracking there. I'm going to zoom on in inside the loop. If you're commuting in this morning into downtown Houston or maybe near U of H or maybe the Med Center, it's been really messy all morning long. Even though you're starting to get a little bit of a break of that heaviest rainfall, those roadways are just a complete mess all across the inner loop and inside the Beltway as well. Now I'm going to take you north of town. So this morning about 3, 4, 5 a.m. north of I-10, basically we were dry. It has been a completely different story over the past hour. We've seen really heavy rain all across portions of 45 northbound, 290 northwestbound, and 59. But it's basically been south of I-10 at this point that we've seen the highest totals, and that's what I'm expecting even throughout our afternoon and evening hours. But zooming in, so from Acres Home into Greenspoint Mall, this area, oh man, we were really tracking some very heavy rain just about 30 minutes ago, and there's more moderate downpours that's indicated by the orange on our radar this morning. Across portions of 290, again, it's been pretty messy out there. And then I'm going to take you down, it's southwest of town. This is the primary threat right now. What will happen, though, with this band of rain? It's slowly going to work from west to east. So areas like New Gulf, El Campo, East Bernard, Richmond, that are just getting poured on. This is blinding heavy rain. This, very much right now, flash flooding is imminent and is a threat in Wharton County. That is why that active warning is going on. In fact, that's in effect until 9:45 this morning. So very much flash flooding going on right now here from New Gulf, Blessing, El Campo, and Wharton, East Bernard. Some of this red now inching a little bit closer into Richmond, Rosenberg. I'm actually going to zoom in just a little bit tighter here so you can see this. Okay, so from Richmond, Sugarland, Rosenberg, Pecan Grove, these areas starting to tap into some moderate, briefly heavy rain, but it's mainly southwest of town. Let me tell you what's really concerning. See some of this purple popping up? That's showing some of the rainfall rates between maybe 2 to 4 inches per hour. I'll broaden out the scope so you can catch the big picture here. Our disturbance centered just now north of Corpus Christi, and that's what's that's what's sending all the moisture this way. So we are tracking, again, that line right now centered from Wharton County, moving into portions of southwest Fort Bend County. That will slowly head eastward. So our coastal areas, that will continue to be problematic as well. Live look in Sugarland, just almost, I could take you camera by camera all across the area. We're really, really looking at some heavy rain, poor driving conditions. Even our visibilities are continuing to be reduced. So throughout the day, this is what you're going to be dealing with. That flash flood watch in effect until 10 o'clock this evening, may be extended for other areas. The watch, though, I wanted you to take note, it extends all the way from Louisiana. So if you're traveling, if you're out and about here throughout the day, just keep that in mind if you're traveling at all. So good morning if you're just tuning in with us. I know some of you have stayed on with me, and now some of you are just tuning in now. I want to show you widespread amounts between that 2 to 4 to even 4 to 6 inches, very possible, especially on top of what we've seen this morning. 6 to 8 inches, especially from Galveston, the coastline, and then working eastward, and very possible here in Wharton County. We've almost already seen that. Really scary, scary there. So as far as our rain chances go, throughout the morning hours, we're going to keep them fairly hefty. Notice how about a 90% chance this morning, 70 even as we continue through your lunchtime hour. Throughout the morning hours, I think really the highest threat for high water spots and the flash flooding potential will be from about 10 a.m. to about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Now your afternoon hours, rain chances begin to drop just a little bit, but overall these heavy downpours continue on and off throughout the day. Don't let your guard down. It's going to be one of those days where you think maybe you can make it and you're just not going to be able to. And then I'll show you the 7-day forecast, give you an idea. Today and early tomorrow will be the days of concern, and then after that, most of the rain moves on out. So today, 100% chance for these tropical downpours. Remember that disturbance we've been tracking since about last Friday. It moved out of the Gulf, now slid up the coast from Mexico and Corpus Christi, and that's what's giving us that moisture. By tomorrow and Friday, rain chances do drop. They're still there, but it's not going to be as active as what we're dealing with today. And then Saturday and Sunday will be our hottest days. Temperatures in the upper 90s. Forecasted heat index values may be as high as about 106. So really, really hot this upcoming weekend. Today, though, the threat, of course, for heavy rain. So I'm going to bring you back to the radar. If you missed this in the beginning, we do have one active warning right now up until 9:45 this morning. This is from the National Weather Service. It's centered right over Wharton County. So here, flash flood warning. We also have an aerial flood advisory that extends into portions of Fort Bend County and Brazoria County. So those areas are all very much a concern. I'm going to zoom on in yet again along portions of 59. If you typically commute here from Beasley, Hungerford, Wharton, let me zoom in just a little bit tighter. This has just been really problematic. You know what I'm also going to do? I know this is live, so it's going to take just a second to get all the accurate information. I'm going to take off all the totals there. I'm going to put these on again. I want to show you how these are radar estimates. So what happens is here our radar, I've taken the scan off, and what we're looking at is how much rain has fallen across the area. And I can show you that near El Campo, I'll get a couple different surveys here. Look at this, widespread amounts between about 3 to over 4 inches of rain. Really impressive totals. And then check this out, even across northeast Houston, we've actually seen about 1 to 2 inches of rain. Now getting a little bit closer into I-10. Near Katy this morning, we had some very heavy downpours. Near Pearland this morning. Almost it doesn't matter where you're waking up. You're dealing with reduced visibilities and just really messy conditions out there. Take your time if you can on the roadways. I'll give you one last look at the radar and show you, again, these problematic spots, mainly centered in Wharton County. You saw those 4 to 5 inches of rain, and more is coming down. Here's New Gulf, Kane Junction. Oh, man. If you're familiar with these areas, it's really pretty bad, and imminent flash flooding happening right now. I will tell you this, we're not talking about a wind threat right now. We have seen some lightning involved with embedded in some of these thunderstorms, but today is primarily a rain event. So if you can postpone any of those appointments or any meetings that you have, at least up until about 3, you'll get a good handle on how much this is breaking apart and which areas are seeing either flash flooding or high water spots. Personally, that's what I could do if you can. Now, if you can't, you're just going to have to be extra precautious. You know the drill. Oh, check out what's going on at IAH. So this is our live radar. Oof, look at this. Here's Bush Intercontinental Airport. Well, I guess I'll finish that. And then here's Kingwood, Humble, Atascocita area. Oh, lit up in red here. So we're not only talking south of town or southwest of town. It's not only in Wharton County. I know so many of you right now are really dealing with some blinding rain. I'll zoom out just a little bit, give you a better perspective. Gosh, but that is really bad. From Acres Home, Greens Point Mall near IAH, this may be enough right here that we'll have to see not only delays in flights, but we could actually see the airport ground planes. I'll have to check in with those airport sites. But if you're flying or you're expecting anybody to arrive today, make sure you're checking in with your airline and the airport. Today is just that kind of a day. Even on a national level, it's a big story here. What could actually happen along the Gulf Coast? I'm going to zoom out to, I want to show you, I know a lot of you have friends or family, maybe in Louisiana. I'll show you they're dealing with the same thing here. Alexandria, just west of Baton Rouge. Are you familiar with these areas? They're getting hit just as hard as what we are. So all across pretty much from Corpus Christi this morning through Victoria, here locally, and then extending all the way across almost the Gulf Coast into Louisiana. That entire area really seeing rain. Okay, so last look here. This is the broad picture of our radar. I'll take this off for you. But again, it's this band of heavy rain. You can see from Matagorda Bay, extending from Wharton and into portions of southwest Fort Bend County. This eventually will be tracking east, northeast. So that will be impacting areas that haven't seen the heaviest rainfall so far. But this is the primary threat right here. Okay, circling that area for you. So it's all of this area that's where we've seen over 4 inches of rain from this morning. It's still pouring right now. On and off heavy rain throughout the day. That flash flood watch continues until late this evening, maybe extended even into tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see about that. But our last active warning you can see that is all going on right now is here in Wharton County. So as things materialize and change, we will of course let you know not only on television, Channel 11, but we will also tell you here. So good morning. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Maybe keep it on indoors. You need to think of today as a complete washout from this morning through this evening, and you need to be weather ready and weather aware. It's one of those days with high water spots probably popping up all around the area. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a safe Wednesday. We're going to continue to update this feed so that way you can stay up to date with the weather, and always download our KHOU 11 weather app as well. All right, talk to you soon.